Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and this is the latest part of my crochet along. So this time around I've used a couple of yarns and I've made a section which is moss stitch. I wanted to do a moss stitch. I was quite I had this realisation from doing moss stitch on swatches just how much it kind of pulls in. But with cotton, it's not quite so bad. You can see it does pull it in a little, but it's nowhere near as bad as when you're doing that with acrylic. And also, as I said before, some of these stitches will have that effect anyway. It's only a slight one on this, so all I'm going to do is border it and that will sort that out. So this time around, I used the James Seabrett cotton waves that I used on my swatch video, and this was my favourite colour in that, which was the one with the purples, and it's got a little bit of blue, but mostly it's pink and purples and white, and it's just gorgeous. Really, really soft. And because it's got quite a lot of colour change and a lot of white area, my first row didn't look right in this yarn. So I coupled it with a Stylecraft, I think it's called organic cotton. I can't actually remember the name. I sell it in my shop at Hobby Rocks, and it is the 50 gram organic cotton ball that they do. What is it called? Naturals, that's it. The 100 gram is bamboo and cotton, but I think with this one it is just cotton, but it is lovely and soft anyway. So I used this purple one to do the first row and the last row, so it will kind of seal it in a kind of a little border around it. Yeah, I found it the best way because I've not up until this point used any variegated yarns in the blanket. I've used two colours, which that's the back. I've used two colours, as you know, but I've not variegated or done a self-striping of any kind. So this was my very first time of using one, and I wanted the first and last stitch to be a solid colour, so that's what I've done. Okay, so I'm going to clear this away and bring in the swatch and we'll get started on that. Okay, so here's my swatch, and I have an odd number of stitches on my swatch and I need an even number of stitches. So I either have to make one or lose one, and that's what I intend to do on my very first row. I will either increase a stitch or I'll lose a stitch. So that's because the way I do my moss stitch is with an even number of stitches. I'm hoping I've got that right. It worked out very well with my main blanket, but then again I think I had lost a stitch. So I'm going to put this in the correct way. So this is now going on the reverse side, and I'm going to join my yarn, and I'm going to just, for my first row, I'm going to do a whole row of UK double crochets, so single crochets in the US. And I think on my last row of my blanket I didn't do that. I did a moss stitch row, I think, which is not what I wanted to do, but never mind. I wanted this row and the last row to be the same. So I'm just going to do one in every stitch, and then at some point along this row, maybe now, I'm just going to increase one. So then I hope I will have the right amount of stitches. You know when you've got it in your mind that this is what you need to do, and then you're not absolutely 100% sure with yourself? That is exactly how I'm feeling right this very moment in time. But we will see when I get to the end of my first proper stitch row, whether I've remembered that right or not. And then I'll have to work something out. Anyway, I'm going to go all the way to the end with this colour. So basically, if you're not using a variegated and you're just alternating colours, you can do that however you want, but I've decided this particular time I'm using that variegated, but moss stitch looks lovely whatever you do, whether you're using variegated yarn, whether you're using a self striper or one with a tight sort of quick colour change, or whether you're just doing alternate colours or even the same stitch. It just looks good whatever you do. Okay, so as I've been cackling away, we're almost at the end. There's little point in pausing it, so I'll just carry on with you until I get to the end of this row. And I suppose it would have been more sensible to put that increase in the middle, or I could have decreased, but never mind, I did what I did, and I'm just hoping it's right and I've not, gone a bit wrong. Okay, nearly there. And what I've done is I've ended off every single time I've come to a new colour. I'm going to do the same with this one. Okay, so I'm going to join my yarn. Now this this stitch does not give me a good kind of foundation to hide my tails in, so I'm just going to leave them hanging and sort them out later. Okay, so in my first stitch, well, it's off work over the first one, we'll just do, as usual, a UK double crochet, single crochet in the US, double crochet in the UK, and we're going to chain one, and we're going to skip one, and we're going to put another double crochet in there. We're going to chain one, we're going to skip one, and then we're going to repeat that all the way to the last couple of stitches. Nice and easy. Chain and skip one. As you can see, there's an awful lot of white in this section, which is why I didn't like to start this in the actual yarn, because I wanted the whole row to be like a foundation. Okay, so that's all we're doing. I'm going to pause the video, then I'll catch up with you when I get to the last few stitches in this row. Okay, so we're at the final part, and our beginning and end of row will always be the same, and this is why I like it to be an even number, so that at the end we can chain one, skip one, and go into this one, and then we have one more to do, so we place another double crochet in there. And then we can turn our work. It's a lot easier to turn this than it is the actual blanket. That's getting quite a size to turn. Okay, so now we have 2 stitches before our first chain space, and that's why I like to do it this way. So the beginning of our row and the end of our row will always be the same. Okay, so I'm going to do one in my very first stitch, and I'm going to chain one, skip over and go into the chain space and do a UK double crochet. Chain one, skip over into the next chain space and do a double. That's how I do my moss stitch. Now I know a lot of people don't teach it that way, and they will do a 2 chain at the first stitch. I don't like that. I always find that a little bit difficult to know where you're up to. A little bit of yarn bath is encroaching. That's it. So we're going to carry on with this all the way to the end. When we get to the last couple of stitches, I will meet up with you again and show you how to end the row. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to do my chain, and in my last chain space I'm going to place my stitch, and then I have this one at the end to go in as well. So we'll always end with 2 stitches, and we'll always start exactly the same way. So we're going to turn our work, and Gary has just pulled up in the driveway, which I didn't expect. So I'm going to place one in the first. As you notice, I don't do a chain. I'm going to chain one, go to my very first chain space and start my repeat. And then when I get to the end, I'll end with those 2 stitches. So I always start the same way and always end. That way I know exactly where I am and I don't get confused with all that chaining at the beginning or any of that. So again, I'm going to pause it and I'll catch up with you when I get to the end of this row, and we'll just do a few more together. Okay, so I'm again at the end, into the chain space, into the last stitch. Nice and simple, and that's it. So I'm going to do a couple more rows and then I will do the ending off part, because there's really not much else to show you. It is just start with 1 and a chain, go into the first chain space and repeat that sequence all the way to the end. But when you get to the end, you end up with 2 stitches, 1 in the chain space and the last one. So that's my version of the moss stitch, nice and simple. So when it comes to my actual blanket that I have done, that section, I've just kind of thought about that last row and I'm not happy with the last row. I started this with a full row of UK double crochets and I started that as well the same way, but when I ended off with a moss stitch row, carrying on in that purple colour with the moss stitch. So I'm going to undo that last row and replace it. So I'm 1 in the last chain space, 1 in the end stitch. Make sure I get the 2 loops. Okay, so basically I'm just going to end that colour. Really need to do very much more of that, and bring back this colour. Okay, I did 20 rows of moss stitch and 1 foundation row and 1 end row, so that's 22 rows altogether. I wanted it to be kind of, sorry, didn't mean to bash you. I'm trying to get this blanket in. It's so big now, it's not that easy. So that is what I did. I did 20 of the actual moss stitch rows, but as you can see I did a moss stitch on that final row, and I thought at the time it doesn't look the same. I guess I could leave it, but you know, there's that little perfectionist part of my brain that's saying undo it properly, woman. So that's probably what I shall do, just repeat that last row, and we're finishing on a wrong side row, so when we start we'll be on the right side. Goodness gracious me, but that's what we're doing anyway. So as you can see, I've done a lot less of this colour than the green one below, but the next one I do is going to be a thinner band because I quite like the different sizes in these in the striping. So that's what I'm going to do anyway. So I'm just going to bring in the solid colour again, and we're going to end off a whole row with that. So again, I can work over the tail because I'm doing I'm not having all those chain spaces, which you know, cause the issue really. So now I'm doing that, and I'm going to, I would normally chain there, so I'm going to go into that stitch and into my chain space, into my stitch. Thought I'd get in a parcel then, and into the chain space and into the stitch. So that's, I'm going to repeat all the way to the end of the row, so it kind of ends the way it started. I just need to undo that and make it, it's so much nicer. So much nicer with both. And if you wanted to, if you're using a variegated, you could bring in this throughout it and stripe a little bit. So, but just be careful when you're doing it that you're not going to be in the chain space vibe and miss stitches, because we need to make sure we go in all of them. I do have a parcel. Okay, so I'm just going to pause the video a moment. I'll come straight back to you. Sorry about that. I had Amazon. And I'm just going to drop that bit there now and go, don't forget, into the stitch, into the space, all the way across. Having seen how this looks, I wish I'd done the striping now, but there's always a bit later on bringing that sort of thing in, so I haven't lost the opportunity. Do have more of these variegated yarns. As I said, it was James C. Brett Cotton Waves, and I did the swatch video and I really liked all of them. So, but this one I felt, because it was just really predominantly mauves and purples, it would fit better than having something that was more of a variegated sort of mix of colours. It would be easier to put into this blanket than some that are kind of very, very colourful. Okay, so almost there at the end. I was just checking something there, sorry. If you wondered why I went a bit silent. So I'm in my last chain space, now I'm in my last stitch. Okay, do my chain, cinch it down, snip off and pull it out. So that's this section, but obviously you can make this section as wide as you want, and you can bring in striping. I really wish I had, to be honest with you. I really like that. So here we are. This is how mine looks, and that's how big it is with the 20 rows of moss stitch and 2 rows of sort of border on it, if you like, before and after. So what I'm going to do now is put that right, and then I'll see you again on the next one, on the next instalment. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye for now.